I didn't plan to record this. The room is quiet tonight, and lately the quiet feels heavier than it should at my age. My name is Ananya. I'm 27 years old. People think that means I have time, that whatever hurts now will soften on its own. But pain doesn't always follow age. Sometimes it arrives early and settles in. My hands don't shake yet. Not from time. They shake from holding things in for too long, from pretending I'm steadier than I feel. I've already learned that some things ask to be said before they start shaping who you become. When I was married, I thought life had finally begun. When it ended, I felt embarrassed by how quickly everything I trusted disappeared. Divorce sounds like something that belongs to older lives, not mine. Even saying the word still feels borrowed. People imagine divorce as noise, arguments, anger, doors closing hard enough to leave marks. Mine wasn't loud. It was quiet, too quiet. Conversations that avoided the real things. Papers signed without looking at each other. A goodbye that felt more like a pause, even though it wasn't. I remember standing in a doorway that no longer felt like mine, holding a small bag. I remember thinking how strange it was that an entire relationship could end with so little weight in my hands. I told myself I was strong. I told everyone else I was fine. At this age, people expect resilience. They say things like, "You're young," as if that fixes everything, as if youth automatically knows how to heal. But at night, I sit on the edge of my bed and listen to the ceiling fan. The sound fills the room where words never did. I've learned which floorboard creaks, which light flickers, which nights stretch longer than the rest. Some moments don't leave. I remember folding his clothes one last time, slower than necessary. I remember deleting his name from my phone and realizing my fingers still knew the number. I remember attending weddings and smiling too quickly, afraid someone might notice the delay. Time keeps moving, even when you're still catching your breath. Friends stopped asking how I'm doing, not because they don't care, but because enough time has passed that they think the story is over. For me, it isn't. It's just quieter now. I waited for something to replace what I lost. A feeling, a certainty, the sense of being chosen again. I thought it would arrive naturally, the way people say it does when you're young. It didn't. Life became ordinary in a way I wasn't prepared for. Work, errands, small talk, long silences. I started recognizing myself less in mirrors, not because I changed, but because I stopped checking in. There are things I misunderstood. I thought loneliness meant being alone. I've learned it can sit beside you, even in rooms full of people. I misunderstood time, too. I thought waiting was harmless, that there would always be another chance to say certain things, to ask certain questions, to admit certain truths. Waiting feels safe, but it takes pieces of you quietly. A voice you don't use gets softer. A part of you that wants closeness learns to stay still. I don't blame my younger self, even though she's not that far behind me. She was tired. She was scared. She had already lost something she thought was permanent. She did what she could with what she understood. Now, at 27, I live with the beginning of those choices. Some days feel calm. Some days feel unfinished. There are names I don't say, messages I never send, conversations I replay, not to change them, just to sit with them once more. This isn't advice. It's not a warning. It's just a life noticing itself earlier than expected. If you're listening, you don't need to respond. You can just stay here for a moment. Sometimes being heard, even quietly, is enough.